Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take the lectionary texts and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree, or we take an item from the Dollar Tree and we tie them to the lectionary text. And this is for the narrative lectionary, and we're looking at the Gospel of John, and we're looking at the woman at the well when Jesus talks to her and provides living water for the woman who runs and says, "Come and see the one who has told me everything I've ever done." And so we're talking about living water. And so the item I am using is paper cups. Sometimes I use a regular, like bottled water, but I'm moving away from the bottled water just for stewardship-wise. So using a paper cup, there's two ways that we could use these. So using two paper cups, and the woman fills her cup, and so goes on. She fills her cup, and she goes on her way, and she actually leaves her jar behind. And the reason why she does that is that she no longer needs water from the well, because Jesus provides her living water. And so I left my water behind as well. So you've got this cup with a hole in it, and it's just playing around because Jesus provides that living water. I'm going to pour this back in there. So focusing on the living water that Jesus provides, and that we no longer need the water that we've poured in here. And this is just a funny way to do it. That there's one of the ways you can either have the two cups here, or you can have the cup held like this. You pour the water in like this, and this way. And I use the excuse that I've got the second cup because sometimes I spill. It's not a magic trick, because you go like this. What? And it's just more. It's more fun, silly, but it's pointing out the fact that I don't need this because Jesus is the living water. I'm getting water all over my desk. So that's there. If you decide to go a little bit different route, and it's the same way using the idea of living water, but if you have time for this, if you have a magic shop in your area, or you can order it from Amazon, or you can order it from Penguin Magic, penguinmagic.com. You can search up slush powder. And slush powder, for scientists out there, they could probably tell me the scientific name for it, but it's a powder that you put in the bottom of the cup, and you only need like a teaspoon in it. You put it in the bottom of the cup, and when you pour in the water, it gels at the bottom, and it allows you to turn the cup over. And of course I still have the dripping in, but I haven't put slush powder in here. But you put slush powder in there, you fill it, you pour it in, and it gels up. And so I've used this to talk about, say, poured it in here, and the woman left her jar behind because she didn't need any living water. And you go like this. And I always do it like this because you still have stuff in there, but when you turn it upside down like this, kids are going to want to look in, and you don't need two cups when you're doing it there. You just one cup, pour it in there like that, and then turn it over. She didn't need living water, or she didn't need living water. She didn't need the water that she had poured in there because Jesus is the living water, and she will thirst no more. Some of the, we need to watch our language in there because we do get thirsty and things like that. But in the text, the reason that John has her leave the water jug behind is because of that, and that Jesus provides something more than just plain water can give. But I use that as a pour it in there, and you turn that over, and it's gone. It is pretty cool. My desk is all wet. That's all right. Remember my baptism as we're looking at the water, and remember your baptism as well. So that's the direction I'm going. That's the springboard for your own thinking for your children's sermon. But the slush powder is really cool. If you have time, you can you can find it and order it. It's not that expensive. If you want to go this route, I just use the cup that's got a hole in it, and it does get a laugh. It's silly, but it also drives home the point that that when we're left to our own devices, I mean, my water is at some point I'm going to be thirsty again, and Jesus provides something more. So, hope that can be a springboard for your own thinking. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic week.